Dave and Dave is on the air. How we doing?
Dave, laddie, what's the rumpus, lad?
Uh, you know, got a little nip in the air this morning here. Got down to low 40s.
Beautiful,
It's
beautiful fall weather.
about
Nice
to
and crisp.
really, really be football season, and the
Oh,
and,
yeah.
and the fall classic in full swing, or close to it. I lost my screen.
That's right. You know, you're talking about the Fall Classic, of course, and we're talking about the four-legged Fall Classic. Just a quick note that Dave and Dave will be doing a Breeders' Cup show the week of the Breeders' Cup, and that's the week of, I think the Breeders' Cup is, if I'm not mistaken, November 1st. So we'll be doing it right around Halloween, but we shall let you know. So we're going to little Breeders' Cup action, getting excited where the surf meets the turf at Old Del Mar. I know you're on
Get
board for
any better
that,
than that?
Roy.
Doesn't get any better than that. Yes, that'll
Oh,
be fun.
yeah.
We'll take a
Yeah.
look at the ponies.
No
Been
doubt.
paying as much attention to them as I used to, but yeah, we'll scrap something together. Should be should be entertaining or interesting.
It's in your blood, lad. It's in your blood. Yeah. You're, you know, I mean, that's how we met. You had a racing form in front of you and a Guinness. So,
Sure, sure. Well, I
how,
didn't have the Guinness until I
how
met
nice.
you. The Guinness
Well,
the
I
Guinness
took
showed up
care of
later.
that.
I had the form.
I took care of that, lad. And
All
then I
right.
like, who
We're
do you
gonna do
like
a
in a
little
fifth?
a quick recap
All
of
right.
last week.
Yeah, little one. Make it little.
All right, short recap. Soccer. We were almost had a glorious Saturday.
Beautiful.
We hit with Crystal
Yeah.
Palace. Big dog plus 285 against Liverpool
Huge.
last tenth of a second goal. I think. I don't even think they played after the goal. It was like, okay, that's the last play. Goodbye. It's over. They snaked it out. They
Well, the
deserved to
last
win that
5 minutes had 3 goals, didn't
They
it?
deserved to win that game.
Yeah,
No,
they did.
this one was 1-0 Palace. They tried to sandbag it. Didn't work. Liverpool tied them up, but then they got a crazy one in extra time. So we had a winner there with Crystal Palace plus 285.
Beautiful.
Thought we
Very
had a
nice.
I would thought we had a winner on Sunday with Newcastle plus 250 against Arsenal again. The big dog coming into my place to play. Newcastle had them 1-0 again.
1-0.
Fell and managed to blow the game entirely and lose it, but almost. But still a profit when you get plus 285 on a 1 unit bet. You're doing okay. We'll take that every time. It would have been nice to
No
have
doubt
more.
about it.
We'll definitely take one. College football, 3-2 again. 3-2 again. Not too exciting, but you're not going to go broke going 3-2. So if I could go 3-2 every time, I would certainly take it. So 3-2 on the college. Some really crazy games last week where it's like, oh, I'm losing this one. Oh, I'm winning this one. Oh, I'm losing it. It
Tell
shook
me
out
about it.
3 winners and 2 losers. My 2 losers were actually not competitive. Arizona did not play well against Arizona State, Iowa State rather, and Washington. Really, I was very disappointed in that effort against Ohio State. But we had a lot of fun with the Bama game. We had a lot of fun with the Penn State Oregon game, and Duke was a relatively easy winner against Syracuse. And
Good.
you did great too, right? You did fine.
You did well. I did good because I'm sending you the pizza. I mean,
Oh,
you
okay.
know,
You're well. Good.
very well done there.
You
No,
delivered.
no. Gulf Coast Dave came plummeting to earth. Ground control to Major Tom.
All right.
Like you said, I was winning on a couple. I lost two on the hook, but we're moving forward. We're moving forward. We got a challenging card in college football. But
Sure
let's
do.
hear your kickball picks from across the pond there, laddie.
All right. I came up. There's some. There's always good matchups.
Yeah,
Especially when you take into account all the leagues. I tend to focus on the English League, the Premier League, but there's other great games going on too. It's Serie
top
A,
football.
Liga, Bundesliga, etc. It's a lot of fun. Um, but again, I didn't have to go far to find a couple of good ones to play this week in the Premier League. First one's going to be, they're both on Saturday, actually. The first one's at 10 o'clock in the morning, Rise and Shine here on the East Coast. And that is Man U is at home against Sunderland. Now, Sunderland is one of the three teams that got promoted from the Championship League last year up to the Premier League this year. They are, to say that they are clearly the best of the three is probably an understatement. Um, they're actually tied for fourth right now, I think, with a number of other teams, but still they've come out of the gates playing very well. They've won three games, they've drawn two, and they've only lost one game, as opposed to Manchester United, who, wow, uh, the mighty have fallen. Now, is
The
this
Yankees of
is
the
this still a challenge?
Premier League.
Exactly. Is this
Yeah,
still a challenge for Sunderland? Yes, it is. Their history,
sure.
Man U, is not the greatest. Um, I think you have to go back to 2017 to find when Sunderland was even in the Premier League. Okay, you have to go back a ways to find they won like one game out of their last five or six against Man U. Normally they were getting spanked, but those were two completely different animals at that time. Man U was the top dog, you know, vying for the championship in the Premier League every year. They're getting right now they're getting perilously close to maybe being a team that gets relegated. I know that would almost be like saying right that the Yankees are being sent out to AAA. Um, that can't happen here. That can happen over there, and they better get their act together because these lesser teams they're 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 up and coming. And I give Sunderland a big shot in this game. Don't know if they're going to win it, so I'm going to play for the draw, which is plus 360. Sunderland, the
Woo,
draw at Man U, plus 360. That's my first one.
Jesus.
Second game is the 12:30 game, I think, on Saturday, and it's looking like it was going to be more of a premier matchup at the beginning of the year. Everybody's dark horse team to maybe even win the whole thing this year was Chelsea. They added some key new players, etc. They haven't played like it. They've actually been playing sort of the only way to describe it, I think, would be mediocre. And they have won two, lost two, and tied two. So completely mediocre. Have not looked great. But they're playing Liverpool at home. Okay, and Liverpool has looked decidedly beatable. Yes. Now this would be tough. They lose this game, that would be three in a row. It's hard to envision Liverpool losing three games in a row because they just lost the Champions League game yesterday to a team from Turkey. And they lost the game. They lost the game 1-0. They lost that game to Crystal Palace. And my boys from Palace are a solid team. That's not a complete embarrassment for Liverpool to lose on the road to those guys. Crystal Palace is in third place right now in the table. But
Exciting match.
Chelsea, they're catching Liverpool at the right time. And if Chelsea is going to have anything this season, if they, you need to beat some of the big boys at home. So they catch them at
Yeah.
home. They catch them when they're not playing well. Unfortunately, Chelsea's not playing very well either. But I'm going to take the plus 185 on Chelsea. They're a small dog. Plus 185 Chelsea to win the game outright. So those are the two. A draw on the Man U Sunderland game and Chelsea to beat Liverpool. And that's it for kickball.
Well, that's a small dog, but a lot of respect there at plus 185,
Yeah, they
especially
were supposed to be
against
a lot better.
Liverpool.
Yeah.
And I see, besides all the vitamins you're taking in there and your nice beer, is that Liverpool colors you have on there?
I sure hope not because
You're going
I got
against
to
them.
look and see which team I'm going to say those are the this is Louisville Cardinal Red. Louisville Cardinal Red. So there's a tip. There's a tip
All
off.
right. All right. I like it. I like it.
I don't think I have anybody else who wears this color except if you say maybe New England's got this red in their uniform. Yeah, maybe they do.
Both teams I kind of like. And
Exactly.
you're looking good there, lad. You're looking good. And
All right.
that frosty beer looking very tasty itself.
Unofficial sponsor, Cane Head High, Ocean, New Jersey. Fantastic beer for anybody out there around the country wants to find a good one. That's a good one.
Ocean, Port, New
But,
Jersey. Home away
no,
from
not
home.
Oceanport. Ocean. Just plain old ocean.
And a beautiful one it is. All right. Well, we're here fighting back let's go to college football. Dave, you looking at anybody tonight? I know we only have one game on the slate.
Not looking at tonight's game. Are you?
Of course, because I've been red
Sure.
hot. I don't mind saying, and it was the only thing that saved me
You've been
last week.
killing the weeknight college
Yeah,
game.
I know, but tonight we got a little bit of a challenge. Thursday night clash of the Sam Houston. They're going into the state of New Mexico. They're meeting the Aggies from New Mexico State. Um,
Las
and that's the
Cruces.
team. Yeah, there's a team that just rolls off your tongue. Uh, I like the Aggies. I got them at 2.5. I think it's down to 1.5 now. A little late action on the Aggies. These are two struggling teams. And Sam Houston, an 0-4 team, is favored.
That's how bad New Mexico State.
Exactly. Thank you very much. But Sam Houston has played a much tougher schedule, but they've been getting throttled, and but they have QB issues with injuries. Um, I think their starter from the first game, he was hurt. I think he's coming back, but still, he hasn't played in 4 weeks. I like the Aggies QB. This guy Fife line, playing a little bit inconsistent early, but hopefully he can get back to last year's form. Um, yeah, New Mexico. Tonight they played decent. They're 2-2. They beat a tough Tulsa team. They played their rivals, the Lobos from New Mexico, really tough for 3.5 quarters. I like them. Take the dogs, Aggies from New Mexico State at home, plus 2.5. If you could get 1.5, take them. I like them to win outright against Sam Houston tonight. A battle of the Conference USA, 6 p.m. Eastern on CBS Sports Network.
All right. Anybody tomorrow night? College.
I do, but jump in there. I got a couple for tomorrow night, so jump in there. Who do you like?
Okay. Well, we might be going for a piece, or we might be going for the same team. I am looking at a game on Friday night because it was really hard to find five on a college schedule this week. Last week's college schedule was really amazing as far as
Fantastic.
matchups between ranked teams and
Yeah,
some pretty wild games. This week, not so
not,
much. We got a
not so
couple,
wild.
but not so many. And the two of the interesting matchups of ranked teams that we do have, definitely pick both of these. But tomorrow night, I'm looking at this game because of the number. Trying to figure out why 3-1 San Diego State is only 6.5 against Colorado State. San Diego State's at home. They're 3-1. CSU is 1-3. Um, and almost for the number alone, I'm going with, of course, I'm going with Colorado State plus the 6.5 at San Diego State. Friday night college football. I got a feeling you might be on the other side of this.
Well, my allegiance to the
Everything
beautiful
San Diego.
city of
Yeah.
San Diego, the Aztecs. I've been around that campus 2 or 3 times, but no, I didn't touch that at all. Actually,
Okay.
I'm staying in the state
All right.
of New Mexico for a Friday night clash. The
Oh, wow.
Lobos,
Interesting.
yep.
Okay.
Uh, the Lobos off to a fast start. They're playing the Spartans of San Jose State. They're going
Okay.
out to the left coast, not far away from the state of New Mexico, a little north, little west. Lobos getting 2.5. Road Dogs off to a fast start, 3-1. Their only loss this year is versus the opener against Michigan. They kept it close, but what I like about the Lobos this year, good running game. They got this guy Humphreys. He's playing tough, and this keeps the quarterback, a little bit safe back there when he can use his running game, little play action. But most important, this is not the same team that they're playing against. It's San Jose State, which a year ago, I think they went to a bowl game.
They sure
They were
did.
surprisingly
Yeah.
tough.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
we
amazing
had them.
offense last game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they were potent, but the majority of their offense graduated or has moved
Or
on
left.
through nil.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is not the same team. They're struggling at 1-3. take the points on the road. I like the New Mexico Lobos versus San Jose State plus 2.5.
All right. I'm going to go to Saturday, and I'm actually going to go all the way to. There's like nothing in the morning that really caught my eye. I'm going right to a big battle in the SEC. Now, I just read a headline on this game, and it said that this is this big revenge game for Alabama against Vanderbilt because Vanderbilt took it down last year.
Or Vandy.
What about the revenge that Vanderbilt has towards Alabama for like 40, 50 years of getting their ass
Forever.
kicked every year?
Exactly.
Exactly. I mean, they owe Bama more than one, and I think they're gonna give them more than one. On Saturday, I'm taking Vanderbilt plus 10.5. Now they're on the road and they are at Bama, and I think that line is also talking to you a little bit there. But they're giving Vanderbilt tremendous respect here. Where normally, when Vanderbilt plays at Alabama, usually the line starts with a 3, and there's more than one digit in that number. Okay,
Right.
uh,
Right.
not this year. 10.5. I like that little hook. I think we don't even have to play them as well as we did last year. But I love Vanderbilt. I think really the sky's the limit for that team. The one thing that Vanderbilt has going against it is this goddamn Southeast Conference schedule. You know,
Right.
they're not as deep as some of the top teams are just because they're Vanderbilt and because it's a really good school. They have high academic standards, etc. Who knows whether they have it for the football team or not, but besides the point, they're not as deep as your typical top Georgia, LSU, Alabama, etc., SEC team. And the schedule will probably catch up to them at some point. Might even catch up to them here with this game, Alabama on the road, and yes, it's not like they're going to catch them by surprise. They beat them. All right. Alabama knows perfectly well, how good they are. I still like them. I still like the 10.5 points. How about the fact that, they may be, as far as talent goes, they may be, level with these guys. If we're getting double digits, I'll take it. Vanderbilt plus 10.5 against Alabama.
No, like you said, they've been stomped on for years and years. And maybe, hey, a little hangover from that pizza game that we played that Alabama beat
Sure.
Georgia from
Oh,
last. Yeah,
absolutely. As far as the schedule dynamics of
sure.
Alabama, like, oh yeah, they had the big game that they got out with their ass. I thought they deserved to win the game, but
Yeah,
it got real interesting there. And
no doubt. It was a great game.
now
Can't
they got
believe
to come
nobody
back and they got to
scored in the
play.
fourth quarter. Can't believe we didn't go for that field goal, but whatever.
They're still playing the little brother. They're
Yep.
still playing Van.
Yeah.
So it's not the kind of game that it is what it is. Anyway, I like Van.
Great QB play by that guy. I don't know how to pronounce his name, Pavia. He's not only throwing for 13 TDs so far in 5 games, they're 5-0 against 3 interceptions, but he's got 2 running TDs and no, double threat. Good pick on that
Yeah,
one.
he's like a Mayfield type guy. He just
Exactly.
figures out a way to get the first down, get the touchdown, whatever it is. He's really good at improvising. I like
I'm
this.
with you on that. I got it. I got a few more points because I got it right away when the line was posted.
Now, are
All
they
right.
one of the picks?
Yeah, it's not one of my picks, no, but
Oh, okay.
I'm on them. I'm
Okay.
not done
All right,
with Friday
we
night
gotta get
football
rolling.
yet.
All right, let's get rolling. And
Okay,
on your pick
I'm
number 3.
taking doubles. I'm laying a big number. I'm taking University of South Florida, laying 27 points versus Charlotte in an American Conference showdown. I think South Florida is still smarting from that Miami
Getting spanked
spanking.
by
I'm
Miami.
not throwing any salt over there, and
Yeah,
I think they're
that one
looking to
hurt.
pound a bottom feeder here like Charlotte. I've already cashed against Charlotte already from Rice. They took it to them, and that team is obviously struggling. They only put up 3 points against North Carolina, and Billy and his Wonder Girl there with the go-go boots. So, and what? Charlotte's only victory against your boys from Jersey, Monmouth College. Yeah, USF Bulls, they're at home, look too strong for Charlotte. Lay the big number. It's 27, but I see a 5 or 6 touchdown victory. University of South Florida laying 27 against Charlotte.
Big fave
Big fave,
approach. All
yes.
right, very
I
nice.
don't normally like them, but this one I do.
Okay, my pick number three is again. I don't know. I think I'm looking at schedule dynamics all over the place here, but we did very well with Virginia last week against Florida State. This week we're going against them. God damn it! Taking Louisville at home, and also here's 3 games in a row where I'm saying the line is talking to me on this. The line is talking to me. Here comes Virginia, beating Florida State. And they storm the field, and everybody's happy. And now all of a sudden, a ranked team playing on the road. Louisville's at home, but a ranked team playing an unranked team, and the unranked team is a 6.5 point favorite. I'm trying to tell you something here. This is a good Louisville team. They're at home. They're catching this team on a bounce. I like Louisville minus 6.5 against Virginia.
That's a good pick. I love them. Not one of my picks, but I do love Louisville this week for the same reasons. Little hangover. My fourth pick, I'm going back to another big number. I'm laying another one, but this one with the Old Dominion Monarchs. I think you recall that I did cash against Virginia Tech in our second week
Sure did.
with a
You got
2-unit
them
pick.
twice, I think.
Yeah, they're playing at home versus Coastal Carolina. Another matchup of 2 teams going in different directions. Old Dominion's laying 20.5, but I like them to win 4, 5, 6 touchdowns.
Six.
Yeah, Coastal is
Yeah.
really struggling to score, terrible rushing.
They have been a good team in recent years. They
In
don't look
recent
very good at the
years,
beginning of this season. That's for sure.
yeah. But I
Yeah.
like the Monarchs in front of the home crowd. They took care of Liberty last week and laid the big number. The Monarchs of Old Dominion minus 20.5 against Coastal Carol.
It looks like if you can't beat them, join them. Start taking some of those big favorites. Okay, you got 2 of them already. You might have another one coming. I don't know. All right.
My big ones are over. That's it.
I took a favorite. I took Louisville, their favorite. Now I'm going back to the Dogs. Here's a team that we actually got to see play against Colorado a couple weeks ago. University of Houston at home playing Texas Tech. Texas Tech, people are going a little bonkers over them. They're all the way up to, I think, number 11 in the polls right now. Take my chances with Houston. Take my chances with Houston at home. Plus 10.5 against Texas Tech. Just because I think Houston's a borderline top 25 team. Let me put it this way. BYU's ranked, and Houston looked much better against Colorado than BYU did. And I think Texas Tech is just a wee bit overrated here. So I'm taking Houston plus 10.5 over Texas Tech.
As you recall, I had Houston last week against Oregon State. And as you recall, I said what worries me is that little bit of hangover from the bye week. And that's what it was. They were behind by 2 touchdowns and they rallied.
Yeah, they did.
Houston.
I like the fact that they got it together. They got it together.
Right. And they were playing on the road. That was my mistake on David. They were playing on the road. But I love them right back. And yeah, everybody's running, to already put Texas Tech in the final championship category. Yeah.
Sure.
All right. My final pick for the college gridiron is the Cincinnati Bearcats minus 1.5 versus a 5-0 Iowa State Cyclones. They're currently ranked number 14, Iowa State in the polls, which I'm really not convinced. Okay, Iowa State, like you mentioned, had that big win against Arizona at home where everything went right. Mistakes, penalties, the kicking game, everything went in favor of Ohio State. But Cincinnati had a huge win against Kansas in Kansas. The quarterback is playing lights out. Bearcats offense is clicking. And Iowa State D is nowhere near what they were last year. And, you know, as we have seen from Ireland there on. Um, New sheriff in town in the Big 12. I like the Bearcats lay 1.5 in Cincinnati versus Iowa State.
All right. That was an interesting game. I did look at that game, but I couldn't split them, so I couldn't do it. I just right now we started out the season. We're on Iowa State in that big game against Kansas State. They played very
Yes.
well and they went for it.
Yes.
Then I went against them in that Iowa game. They won the
Yes.
game, but they didn't cover. They didn't cover
Right.
the game. Iowa actually got the money in that game. And then last but not least, this last week, I went against them again, and they really trounced me with Arizona. So while I was trying to build a case for Cincinnati, still stinging a little bit from that Arizona game last week. But you got the home field, you got the Bearcats, and hopefully they'll come through for you. All right,
All right, brother.
big game on Saturday night. Big game on Saturday night down there in the state of FLA. We got in Tallahassee, the Florida State Seminoles still licking their wounds from losing that game to Virginia. And I'm going with the Noles. Going with the Noles. I think Miami's been overrated all year coming into the season. I think they were, they fairly squeaked by against a pretty an average Notre Dame team, I would say. And maybe not even a playoff team. And Notre Dame's not getting into the playoff. And who knows? Maybe Miami won't even get into the playoff because they're going to lose this one. Florida State at home plus 3.5.
Gonna be a party there in Tallahassee. All right, let's get over to the pros from Dover.
Okay, Dover.
I had to rally. Yeah, I know we're under the clock. I had to rally to go 2 and 3 last week with Denver, but I'm starting out. Hey, Jesus, I'm going over to the old country. The Vikes they're going from one island to the next, from the Emerald Isle over to the land of the Limeys. No offense. Anyway, I'm taking the Brownies +4. I think this is a good place for this guy, Roman Gabriel, Dylan Gabriel, to start. No pressure from a home crowd, no pressure from a hostile crowd, just a bunch of soccer fans with a reason to have a few pints or a few ales and sing a few songs. I think the Vikings look pathetic against the Steelers. Browns D will stuffle Carson Wentz. It might be a yawner, but low scoring. But take the points. Browns cover. Hopefully win in England, in Londres.
Interesting, because that's my first pick.
Well done,
Sunday morning in the old country for me.
Hey,
love that place. Oh, it was great. I went over there a few years ago. Had a great time. Just looking at something here. Yeah, I know Minnesota was over there last week already, so they get to hang out and same. But that might be a bad thing for them. Who knows? Maybe they ran into a couple of Chelsea tards. Anyway, we're going with Cleveland. What's the 3.5? I'm just looking at this as Minnesota garbage. Rookie quarterback against one of the top defenses in the NFL. I think that's going to be an ugly recipe for Minnesota. Yeah. Could be a total under scam as well, but I'm going with Cleveland. Yeah, I think the quarterback move maybe gives them a little spark too. I don't think some of the young guys can relate to him a little bit better than they did to old Jersey Joe Flacco. Right? 10-minute warning.
Well, we love Joe. You and I both love him. All right, so we're on the same side there. I'm moving along with the Ravens. I'm taking the Ravens +1.5 versus Texans. Everybody's down on the Ravens now. We're ready to stick a fork in them. Not so fast.
That could be dangerous.
Hey, they got Cooper Rush.
That might be dangerous.
Probable starter. He had some success in Dallas, and that should be enough to beat a real unimpressive Houston squad. I think the Ravens D should respond after that skewering for 37 points versus the Chiefs. And Houston's offense is not the Chiefs' offense.
Yeah, here's the thing.
Not this year anyway.
But if Baltimore loses this game, they're 1-4, correct?
Correct, sir. Yeah, correct.
And at the end of the third quarter, the first week of the season, I think a lot of people were anointing them for the Super Bowl. The way
Yes.
they were beating the crap out of Buffalo
Yeah.
that game, and now they
So if
lose this
Harbaugh's
game. They
got
got a
something
quarterback
in his
out. Could
bag,
happen.
yeah, they better pull it out. And I think they will at home
Incredible.
against Texans. So
Yeah, good.
second pick, take the Ravens, take the 1.5,
All
and
right.
you know,
All
the
right. My
rest.
second pick. I'm going to go to the total well again. I'm pretty much going to use the exact same theory that last week gave everybody at the Dave and Dave show, the over in the Green Bay Dallas game, where they scored 80 points. That was
Easy
nice.
money.
That was
Easy
nice.
money.
I think it might be just this easy again this week, and the team on the other side doesn't have anywhere near as good a defense as Green Bay does. So I'm looking at over in the Jets Dallas game, over same number, 47 and a half. It's supposed to be beautiful weather on Sunday. Um, I, I don't know. Name the score. I really think the Jets will move the ball too because they're going to just run all over Dallas like everybody else does. Yeah, I mean, that might run a little clock, but big deal. I don't know. I see over in this one for sure. One of these teams gets 30, so if the other team can do anything, I think this game goes over or easily. So Jets Dallas over 47 and a half. Pick number
All
two.
right. Solid over. Yeah, last week, easy money. Well done, Grasshopper. My third pick, I'm going with the Eagles. -3.5 versus the Broncos. Hey, Eagles keep winning. Not pretty enough for some, but they went into Tampa Bay. They won convincingly, against my pick, against your pick, except for a late rally by the Bucks. No more backdoor covers for us, apparently. But it's more against the Broncos. I think they were expected to move forward, after last season. They've been inconsistent. Definitely from their quarterback, who's been hot and cold, inconsistent D as well. What happened to that stellar D that was supposed to be projected to be a lot better? Tough road game for sophomore quarterback Nix. I like Eagles convincingly lay the 3.5.
All right. Uh, Almost a pizza on that one. And really the only reason being, well, two reasons. One, I think the Eagles haven't looked that wonderful so far, but they figure out a way to win. I mean, I guess you could apply the same principle to the Broncos, but there's something about that number that I'm like, why so low? Why is Philly so low? Anyway, but I didn't go that way, so there's no pizza on the line. I don't know if there's gonna
No
be
pizza
pizza on the
yet.
line.
Yet.
Okay,
I will say
maybe
yet.
the next one. Okay, you ready?
Ready,
Uh,
buddy?
this one, I know they've got some injuries, and I know about the quarterbacks coming back from Washington. I don't give a shit. Chargers are my team that is underrated coming into the season. Washington certainly overrated off their playoff run last year. I'm taking the Chargers -2.5 against Washington.
Yeah, good call. They're still overrated. That being Washington. All right, my fourth pick. I'm heading to New England. Actually, I'm heading to Buffalo. New England Patriots taking 7.5 against the Bills. The Bills just can't overwhelm anyone. See the game last week against our survivor. We just barely survived until they started to flex a little bit against New Orleans. Pats have enough offense to move the ball against the Bills, in my opinion, enough to keep it close. No crazy Buffalo weather yet. A little defensive pressure on MVP candidate Josh Allen will help.
Hey, don't worry.
I like the Pats to keep it close. Take the 7.5 against the Bills.
He's being a little shy.
All right, no worries over there.
We got people coming in. I'm sorry. I'm taking up.
No problem. Bring it home, buddy.
Sorry about that. No, that's fine. You're good. We're on the same game, so you're up.
Okay.
I got New England +8.5. A lot of the same things that you said. Just if there's anybody in the terrible AFC East that's going to be able to hang with Buffalo this year, I guess it's got to be New England because it's not going to
By
be the
default,
Jets.
right.
They already had their shot. They looked horrible against Buffalo, and it probably ain't going to be Miami either. So if anybody's going to at least give them a game, it's got to be New England. So step up to the plate here, New England. You don't have to deal with any kind of late season Buffalo, horrible weather. Uh, Go up there and just hang around. Just hang around, right? Which I think you can against that Buffalo defense. All right.
All right. Last pick real quick. Taking the Jags on Monday night. Jacksonville Jaguars plus 3.5. Maybe the Jags will finally have some fans in their stadium. I know it's not London or Berlin, but Chiefs look good against the Ravens. We've already talked about the Ravens against a banged up Baltimore defense. Trevor Lawrence has been taking care of the ball, but mostly is that ball control running game. That guy Etienne, I don't know how to pronounce his name, but that's what limited mistakes. I don't see this Chiefs defenses, being as tough as they've been, but the Jags defense has been tough. Every game has been close, even against the Bengals and the 49ers. But I think they can, control the Chiefs' best runner, which is Patrick Mahomes, and they can play tough enough to take the 3.5. I like the hook. Monday night Jags against KC.
Well, that's my last pick too. So I'm on the Jaguars.
Tell me why and bring it home.
3 out of 5 on the same side in the pros. How did that happen?
I liked it.
It was hard to find 5 in the pros again this week.
D and D together. I love it.
And then college was tough this week. Fine.
Yes.
But anyway, yeah, I am. I'm on Jacksonville. There's another one. I'm just looking at that. I'm like 3.5. Really? But with the way they've been playing a little bit of defense, Jacksonville, getting a running game going against the team that obviously now, did they pick it up last week against the Ravens? Yes, they did. Yes, they did. But you got to show me more than one game, especially in the NFL. One game is not a turnaround for the Chefs. I think this is a tough assignment for them on the heels of how their season started. So yeah, looking at Jacksonville on Monday night as well, and they don't have to win; just lose by 3. Anyway, that's it.
Lovely.
That's my last pick, and we got a minute and a half to go. Talk about how about a little baseball?
A little baseball. Who are you liking tonight?
I know.
David,
we got 3 elimination games going on tonight. What are you thinking? First one is the Tigers and the Indians. Any thoughts?
Flaherty's a good Irishman, but we're going against Flaherty tonight.
He's a lousy pitcher. He might be a good Irishman, but he's not awful pitching. I
think Cleveland's pitching has been good.
I'm going with the Indians. I'm going with Cleveland.
You're going with the Indians. I love it.
The team surging, and they got it in yesterday. Lost that first game going up against one of the best pitchers in baseball, if not the best pitcher. So I think they carry the day today. Not crazy about them being favorite and everything, but I think Cleveland's good there. What about Cubbies Padres?
I'm going for the Pods. I think they could. This guy Talion, I'm really not impressed with, but I'm flummoxed a little bit. Who do you like in the Bronx?
In the Bronx, I'm going with the Sox. Taking the Sox. I like this kid. It's 2 kid pitchers. I like the Red Sox pitcher better. All right, and we're gonna wrap it up.
All right, David.
All right,
together.
Dave, signing off. May all your bets be winning ones.
Grasshopper.